Your Wrangler doesn't have to sound like a tractor at 70 miles per hour. One $45 Amazon product can make your Jeep dramatically quieter, and most owners have never even heard of it. But that's just one of 7 cheap soundproofing hacks that can transform your Wrangler without spending thousands. Number 7 is weatherstrip adhesive. Your Jeep's door seals sag after a couple of cold winters. The rubber shrinks, pulls away from the door frame, and you get that annoying whistling wind noise above 45 miles per hour. Most Wrangler owners blame the hardtop or the doors themselves. They spend hundreds chasing the wrong problem. But the actual issue is right there in front of them, and the fix costs about $8. Grab a tube of 3M Super Weatherstrip and gasket adhesive at any AutoZone or on Amazon. Pull your sagging weatherstrip back gently so you don't tear it. Wipe down the metal underneath with a wet cloth and let it dry completely. Squeeze a fair amount of adhesive into the seal groove, add a little on the body itself, then press the weatherstrip back into position. Hold it firm for about a minute while the adhesive grabs. That's the whole fix. You've just restored factory seal compression for less than the price of lunch. Wind noise drops, small water leaks stop, your cabin actually feels sealed again for the first time in years. If your weatherstrip is really far gone, hit it with a second pass of adhesive the next day and clamp it overnight with painter's tape. But sagging weatherstrip isn't the only wind problem on a Wrangler. If you own a JL model and you've heard that high-pitched whistle coming from the front of the hardtop above 55, that's a completely different beast. And most Jeep shops charge $300 to fix it. Number 6 is the Freedom Panel Whistle Fix. If you drive a JL Wrangler, you already know this sound. That sharp jet engine whistle coming from the corner of your hardtop above 50 miles per hour. Jeep quietly acknowledged this in service bulletins, but most owners find out on their first road trip. The problem is dead simple. Your Freedom Panel edges don't compress hard enough against the header rubber. You've got fiberglass sitting against worn factory rubber, and any tiny gap turns into a jet nozzle when air rushes past at highway speed. The kits companies sell for this problem run about $75, but the DIY version uses 4mm foam tape, the closed-cell automotive kind you can buy in a roll for about $12 on Amazon. Search for Automotive Door Edge Trim, Single Lip, Self-Adhesive. Clean the front edges of both Freedom Panels with rubbing alcohol so the tape actually sticks. Run a continuous strip of foam tape along the front lip where the panel meets the header. Reinstall the panels, latch the passenger side first and the driver's side second so the compression evens out across both edges. Not sure the Freedom Panel is even your culprit? Run a tape test. Slap a strip of blue painter's tape across the front edge of each panel and drive at 55. If the whistle disappears, you've confirmed the diagnosis. Now do the permanent fix with foam tape and never hear that whistle again. But wind noise isn't the only sound driving you crazy. There's also that constant rattle from the back of your Jeep every time you hit a pothole. It sounds expensive. It isn't. And the actual cause is a part most Wrangler owners have never even looked at. Number 5 is the tailgate bumper rattle fix. Every JK and JL owner knows this rattle. Gravel road, small pothole, dip in the pavement, and something in the back clunks and taps on repeat. You tighten the spare tire mount. You check the rear seat brackets. You even reseat the hardtop, hoping that fixes it. The rattle stays. That's because it's not any of those. It's a worn tailgate bumper. Look at the left corner of your tailgate. There's a small rubber bumper that presses against the body when the tailgate closes. Over time, this bumper compresses down and the paint underneath it wears off. Now there's a 1/4-inch gap between the tailgate and the body. Every bump makes the tailgate move against the latch, and the whole rear panel amplifies that tiny movement into a loud rattle. The fix is stupid cheap. Grab a roll of thick foam tape or even a strip of self-adhesive weather stripping. Fold it 2 or 3 layers thick and stick it right where the bumper contacts the body. You've now restored the original gap and killed the rattle. Total cost? Maybe $3 if you don't already have foam tape sitting in your garage. For a really worn tailgate on an older JK, some Wrangler owners on the forums use a hockey puck trimmed to size, or just replace the OEM bumper for about $12. Either way, this rattle disappears in 10 minutes of driveway work. The tailgate fix is one of those things that feels like magic once you do it. But we're only halfway through the list, and the next 4 hacks are the ones that actually transform your ride. This is where the real gains show up. Before we continue, if you want your Wrangler to last 300,000 miles or more, check out my ebook linked in the description below. It's packed with maintenance tips, common failures, and preventative fixes that can save you thousands. Number 4 is the door hinge bushing swap. Every time you close your Wrangler door, you hear that hollow metallic clunk. That's not a solid door sound. That's your factory door hinge bushings telling you they're worn out. Jeep uses cheap plastic bushings in the hinges from the factory. After 50,000 miles, they compress, they wobble, and your door starts sagging on the hinges. That sag creates a bad seal path, which creates wind noise, which creates the whistle you've been fighting all along. Everything is connected. Fix the bushings and half your other noise problems start dropping too. Not sure if yours are worn? Open your driver door, grab the bottom edge, and lift up. If there's any play at all, your bushings are done. The upgrade is a set of Delrin door bushings from Crown Automotive or TMR Customs. You get 8 bushings for about $35. Delrin is a machined polymer originally used in aerospace applications, and it doesn't compress the way factory plastic does. You can swap them in your driveway with a screwdriver and the removal tool that comes with the kit. The whole job takes under an hour. Once they're in, your door closes with a solid, tight thud instead of that hollow rattle. Seal compression comes back to factory spec. Wind noise drops. And your doors stop that micro movement on rough roads that translates into constant creaking on the highway. But even with tight doors and sealed weather strip, there's still one enormous surface on your Jeep that acts like a giant drum for every sound outside. It's the one place most owners never think to touch, and it's ridiculously easy to fix. Number 3 is the hardtop headliner insulation. Your Jeep's hardtop is a hollow fiberglass shell. It amplifies every raindrop, every rock chip, every gust of wind, straight down into the cabin. Factory Wranglers ship with almost zero insulation up there, which is why light rain on a hardtop sounds like machine gun fire. Aftermarket kits like the DEI Boom Mat headliner run around $380, and they look great. But there's a way cheaper option that most Wrangler forums swear by. Grab a roll of Reflectix from Home Depot for about $25. It's a double-sided reflective insulation with a foam core between 2 aluminum layers, so it kills sound and heat at the same time. Wipe the inside of your hardtop with rubbing alcohol first, so the spray adhesive actually bonds to the fiberglass. Measure your hardtop panels one at a time, cut Reflectix to fit each section, and use automotive spray adhesive to bond it to the inside of the top. You can also add a thin layer of closed-cell foam on top if you want extra deadening. Some builders pair Reflectix with a strip of Kilmat on the flat panels for an even bigger drop. Either way, keep the total added weight under 10 pounds so you don't stress the factory mounting points. The result is huge. Rain no longer sounds like gunfire. Highway wind noise from the roof drops noticeably, and in summer, your interior stays 15 to 20 degrees cooler because the aluminum reflects heat away from the cabin. This one hack does 3 jobs at once, and it costs less than $30 total. Number 2 is the pool noodle door seal mod. This one sounds ridiculous until you actually try it. On JK and JL Wranglers, the factory door seals lose compression over time, especially around the A-pillar area where highway wind hits hardest. A company called Jeep Noodle sells a kit that solves this for around $50. But the DIY version costs about $5 and works just as well. Buy a standard foam pool noodle from Walmart or the dollar store, the plain closed-cell foam kind. Cut a section that matches the length of your door seal, then slice it lengthwise so it opens up like a hot dog bun. Slide the split pool noodle inside your factory door seal, running from the top of the A-pillar all the way down to the belt line. The noodle sits inside the hollow rubber tube of the seal and forces it to hold more compression against the door. Close the door. It should feel noticeably harder to shut, which is exactly what you want. That extra pressure creates a tighter rubber-to-rubber contact between the door and the body. Wind noise at highway speed drops. Water leaks in a heavy rainstorm stop. Dust intrusion on trail rides basically ends. The physics behind it are simple. Your factory seal has lost internal pressure over years of opening and closing. The pool noodle restores it. This is the exact same principle the $50 branded kits use, minus the branding. Wrangler owners on the JL forums have been running this trick for years, and it works on every generation, from the TJ through the current JL. Everything so far has been about stopping noise from getting in, but there's one final hack that's 10 times bigger than all the others combined. It's the $45 Amazon fix I promised you at the start, and it turns the metal floor of your Jeep from a giant speaker into a solid, dead surface. This is the transformation. Number 1 is the $45 Kilmat floor mod. Your Jeep's floor is one huge stamped sheet of metal. Every rock the tires kick up, every drivetrain vibration, every gust of wind under the tub hits that metal and turns it into a resonating drum. Factory Wranglers ship with basically no floor insulation, which is why your cabin runs 15 decibels louder than a normal SUV at highway speed. That's the noise that gives you a headache after 3 hours behind the wheel. The fix is a product called Kilmat 80 mil, sold on Amazon. You can grab an 18 square foot pack for around $45, which covers the front and rear floorboards of a 2-door Wrangler or the full front floor of a 4-door with room to spare. It's a butyl rubber sheet with an aluminum foil backing, and it's the same core material Dynamat uses at about a third of the price. Real Wrangler owners on the JL forums report 5 to 7 decibels quieter at highway speed after installing it. That's the same drop you'd get from stepping into a luxury sedan. The install is straightforward. Pull your factory carpet and floor mats out of the Jeep. Vacuum the metal thoroughly, then wipe it down with rubbing alcohol so the adhesive grabs properly. Kilmat comes in 9.8 by 15.7 inch sheets, peel and stick. Lay them across the entire floor pan, front and rear, and use a cheap installation roller from Amazon to press each sheet flat. The foil has an embossed pattern on it that flattens out once the sheet is fully bonded. That embossing is your visual confirmation the install is done right. Any spot still showing the pattern needs another pass with the roller until it goes smooth. The whole job takes about 2 hours in a driveway with a cold drink nearby. When you put your carpet back down and take it for a drive, the difference is stunning. That drivetrain hum that used to fill the cabin is gone. Rock strikes on the floor sound like distant clicks instead of hammer blows. The exhaust drone that gave you a headache on long drives disappears. Your stereo suddenly sounds twice as good because it's not fighting road noise anymore. And the part nobody tells you. Kilmat is waterproof and rust-proof, so it actually protects your floor pan from corrosion at the same time it's killing noise. You're getting 3 benefits from one $45 purchase. If you've got extra Kilmat left over from the floor job, hit the inside of your cargo area and the back of your rear wheel wells next. Every additional square foot gets you closer to a sedan quiet cabin. It's the single biggest transformation you can make to a Wrangler interior, and it costs less than a set of factory floor mats. That's your 7-hack soundproofing plan. For under $150 total, you've fixed sagging weatherstrip, killed the Freedom Panel whistle, stopped the tailgate rattle, tightened your door hinges, insulated your hardtop, restored your door seal compression, and deadened the metal floor. That's the same result the aftermarket sells for $2,000 or more. Which one are you trying first? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future Wrangler tips, maintenance guides, and money-saving mods. And if you want to see another upgrade every Wrangler owner should know about, click the video on your screen right now. I'll see you over there.